Hello, my name is Stephanie Habiger, and I would like to be an intern for To Write Love on Her Arms Spring 2015 term. To start things off on a more fun, lighter note, I want to start with the 5 quirky or random things about me. I was in choir for many, many years, and I can't read music for anything. I get the tune, and I can figure out the pitches from there, but to actually sit down and read music takes me a really, really long time. That being said, I love musicals, and I'm absolutely obsessed with Phantom of the Opera. I actually have a Phantom of the Opera tattoo on my shoulder, and I always wanted to play Christine Daae on Broadway. Um, Also, along with that, I love going to concerts. If I have time off, I'll go to a concert. I'll try and get meet and greets. I'm a concert junkie, as some of my friends call me, uh, but that's one of my main favorite things to do. Also, a few years ago, I bought a 2012 Dodge Challenger. That was my first big girl purchase. And the first thing I did with it, within about 2 weeks of having it, I got pink racing stripes. Pretty much so none of the males in my family would want to drive it, and that's worked out really well. I think the person who has the biggest influence on my life would be my stepmom. She's a full time paramedic, full time instructor, and she always just goes for what she wants. And she's always been there for me to push me to do whatever I wanted to do. I've had people kind of doubt me in the past for things, whether I wanted to be a paramedic or I wanted to go into movie makeup or I wanted to do things such as internship or travel, and she's always been the one to kind of push me and tell me to follow my heart. I guess the other thing that I'm really passionate about besides Turtle of Honor Arms is EMS. But I feel that they kind of go hand in hand, whether it be actually doing chest compressions, pushing medications, doing the things to physically save a life, or to get the knowledge out there to let people know that suicide isn't the answer, that there's not always drug addiction or self-mutilation, but there's hope, there's help. And just because you call 911 and I show up doesn't mean that that's where it has to stop. There is the education out there. There is groups of people who want to help. And that's where I kind of feel that EMS and Try 11 Arms kind of go hand in hand. And I've kind of been pushing that in my community that these things can go hand in hand and try and change the attitude just a little. I think I would be a good addition to the To Write Love on Our Arms team because it's something I'm really passionate about. As cliche as that sounds, I've written classes for EMTs on suicide awareness for ourselves as first responders and also for patients that we run on, especially in such small communities like in the state of New Mexico, we're rural areas for the most part, and we get pretty jaded pretty quickly. And having someone close to me commit suicide and really made me think and change my perspective on things. And this year, I got to teach at a state level to a pretty full classroom, which was pretty nerve-wracking for me, but it seemed to be really receptive, and people walked away hopefully gaining something. They all came after class and thanked me. So I think that being able to teach those classes and get that awareness and that knowledge out, I could help research and help plan events and things like that. To me, a community is a group of people that are willing and able to work together and promote a common cause. And a healthy community is a group that is able to do that without drastic measures being taken, without bickering and fighting, and they're able to work together and be friends and family at the end. A few weeks ago, I was on the phone with a friend of mine, and he had asked if I had considered what I wanted to really do with my life. And I told him I hadn't really thought about it. So he really pushed me to put in for the internship and really kind of brought to light some of the things that hopefully I would be able to accomplish if I was luckily chosen. So I guess that's one thing that kind of changed and put a little bit of a spark back into my life. So I guess that's it. Thank you all so much for your time and consideration, and I hope to hear from you soon. You guys are doing a great job, and I think it's a wonderful organization.